Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best new subclass mods in Baldur's Gate 3. Today we'll be covering the Devil Soul Sorcerer, the Electromagnetic Body Sorcerer, the Oath of Redemption Paladin, the College of Cacophony Bard, and the Soulknife Rogue. So those will be the 5 in our focus today. The first one I want to start off with is the Electromagnetic Body Sorcerer. This is interesting because it focuses on using Shocking Grasp, and it's actually kind of an offensive close range sorcerer, which we're starting to see some more Gish style builds pop up, but this one is definitely interesting. So with this, you get your Lightning Spirit, which adds your dexterity modifier twice to your armor class. So obviously you can get that pretty high with a +6 to dexterity, doubled to be 12. We also get ourselves the improved Shocking Grasp, so your body naturally attracts your attacks towards your target. When you cast Shocking Grasp, you do so with advantage, regardless of the armor your target is wearing, and it deals a 1 to 10 lightning damage instead. And we get many more buffs that is going to help just deal a bunch more damage. So you can see here, the improved Shocking Grasp does a bit more damage, and you're going to want to use this one. So I wouldn't recommend taking the other Shocking Grasp while using this class, because it's mostly going to be focused on using that one there. So we get our usual meta magics for the sorcerer, so you can go with the obviously twin spell being one of the best choices in the game. Then you get your quicken spell as well to give yourself 2 spells per turn. But where this really shines is once we get to our level 6 capstone and level 12 or level 11. So we'll just kind of burn through these. This one's focused on doing lightning damage, so obviously things like using create water can be very, very useful. So on our next level here, this is where we get a nice boost to our effectiveness with our subclass features, the metallic resistance. Your conductive body can manage attacks made with physical weapons, gain resistance to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. So taking half physical damage is very nice, but then we also get our shocking speed, fast as lightning. Immediately after casting a spell that deals lightning damage, you can cast Shocking Grasp without expending an additional action this turn. Alternatively, you can choose to cast Mirror Image or Blink by spending a sorcery point. Additionally, casting Shocking Grasp causes additional lightning damage to chain to nearby enemies. So this is where you can see you get the nice extra movement, and then you get in after casting a spell, then you can give a free chain or a free grasp, and it'll also kind of chain to enemies. So that becomes pretty strong, and that's kind of what this build is all built around. You want to get in and use your Shocking Grasp. Normally, Shocking Grasp is just nice if you need to get away and stop the target from using reactions, but here it gets a whole new usage because it's used to be able to power up and deal damage as a extra free action. So once we get to level 11 here, we're going to get ourselves another big benefit too. And with this, we also get ourselves the subclass features Unstoppable Current. The number you need to roll a critical hit when casting Shocking Grasp is reduced by 2, and your movement speed increases by 4.5 meters while not wearing armor. You also get the Voltaic Punish, so your power you harness turns into electrical hazard. When a target misses you with an attack, you can spend 1 sorcery point to use Shocking Grasp in retaliation. Kind of like a free riposte, but dealing lightning damage and being very strong. So this is actually pretty good. It's a different way of playing the sorcerer because you want to get in and just attack with your improved Shocking Grasp attack. So you can see there just 3d10 lightning damage. And then you get that free cast after casting a spell. So it becomes quite powerful indeed. And also you get a nice armor class because it's going to add your dexterity modifier twice to your armor class, which gives you a really nice, I don't have very high dexterity right now on the character sheet, but yeah, it'll give you a nice boost to your overall defensiveness so that you can get into the front lines. So this is interesting, different way to play. I like seeing whenever a cantrip gets powered up in Baldur's Gate 3. And this mod is made by Dope and Diamonds here, so yeah, very cool. The next one I want to focus on is the Soulknife Rogue subclass mod made by Terry Barrier. So this one we do have to play as a rogue, which gets their subclass choice at level 3, so you're just going to burn through that. But what's cool about this, there's actually a lot of cool things with the Soulknife. I know a lot of people really enjoy this class in general because this is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons class. So the Soulknife here, your psionic energy allows you to use psychic powers to defeat foes. You can create psychic blades, which you can use in place of normal weapons, and psionic energy to influence skill checks. So you get the psionic energy, gain a 1d6 bonus to an ability check you're proficient in, and you can restore 1 psionic energy die. We also get for action Psychic Blade, so this does 4 to 9 psychic damage. It manifests a Psychic Blade using your psychic energy in place of a normal weapon. You must be unarmed to use it. And then we get the Psychic Blade's ranged attacks. You can throw a Psychic Blade at an enemy. And then you also get yourself Psionic Telekinesis, which is a bonus action, uses your psionic energy points. So you can use the psionic power to throw a creature or an object. So it becomes pretty fun because you can throw things around Well, being a rogue, and this is like the arcane trickster but better, just simply put. So the rogue itself gets some unique abilities, obviously the sneak attack being a big focus of them, but with this you'd also get a bit of a ranged combat with psychic damage, which can be very strong. So this is cool. Terry Barrier, this is also I guess another mod that was made not just by Terry Barrier here, but there's another one, and at level 9 here is this where we get an extra subclass feature. So now we get the homing strikes. You can add a psionic energy die to attacks being with psychic blades if they missed initially, and you get the psychic blades teleport. This is someone like Minato from Naruto, so you can throw your blade and teleport to where it lands using a bonus action psionic energy points. So that is pretty cool. You can teleport around, you got telekinesis, you got all the skill set required to be a very strong offensive threat. And yeah, this one is definitely a strong one. So the rogue doesn't really get much else later on in their higher levels, unfortunately. So the biggest focus of the soul knife is to, obviously you got your bonus action abilities, but you got the psionic blades and you got psionic telekinesis. So you can throw the psionic blades at one, you can restore your psionic energy, you can teleport around to them, and then you can also use this to basically just create your soul blades there. So you got to be unarmed to be able to do it. It might be a bit of an issue with it working right now. I had it working earlier, so I'm not sure what's going on there. It might require you to be in combat, but you're going to create the psychic blade, and then you can also throw them and teleport, which is cool. Gives you a lot of different ways to fight around in combat, and you can also get that nice 1d10 bonus to an ability check that you're proficient in. So Psy Bolster, Knack, pretty solid, and you can use that well in dialogue, so that's really cool. Next, we got ourselves the Oath of Redemption Paladin. This mod was made by Crypto Hack, who is the creator of the Marauder Rogue subclass that a lot of people are using. With this, it's a holy warrior that believe anyone can be redeemed and only use violence as a last resort. So you get yourself the Missionary of Peace and give yourself a +5 bonus to charisma checks. And you also get the Redemption Tenets, so it's similar to the Oath of Devotion there. And what's cool is you're more so focused on being a bit of a support class and less like the Oath of Vengeance, which is personally my favorite is the Oath of Vengeance and the Oathbreaker, which are more offensive. Be it your old classics, you choose a fighting style, you get to choose your spells, and this Paladin gets to choose like a lot of spells, but subclass features Rebuke the Violent. You can use your Channel Divinity to rebuke those who use violence. Immediately after an attacker deals damage to an ally, you can use reactions, causing the attacker to take radiant damage equal to the damage dealt. Super cool. So if they go and nuke one of your teammates, you can strike back with some radiant damage. And our channel oath spells are the sanctuary and sleep spells. So again, it's more so focused on being not offensive, but more of a defensive version of the paladin, which I think is interesting for sure. You also get the free extra attack, and you get hold person and calm emotions here, which hold person on a paladin is very strong. Classic aura of protection as well. And then for our next oath spells, we get the aura of the guardian. You can shield your allies from harm at the cost of your own health. Whenever an ally takes damage, you can magically take that damage instead in 3-meter radius, further keeping your team safe, which again is really the big focus of the Oath of Redemption Paladin. It's not meant to be a fighter, it's more so a lover, and that's exactly what it does well. So it's an interesting mechanic. You get the Aura of Courage there, which is, I mean, normal for the Paladin. And then level 11, Improved Divine Smite. And then finally at level 12, just the classic feat. So with this, your biggest benefit is the Aura of the Guardian, so you can pop that up, keeping everyone around you safe, so whoever gets hurt, you can shield them from taking damage. Now it'd be interesting if you use like Warding Bond on your target as well, then have someone at camp take the damage for you, like Gale, who can't be taken out at camp. That could be an interesting combination if you want to kind of cheese it, but yeah, this is an interesting class, and I like to see more classes that aren't really overpowered, and this one definitely isn't. Next, we have the College of Cacophony Bard subclass, which is made by Ashindor, and this is an interesting one. Will the Bard across the multiverse will praise the beauty and truth of music. You know all else, music should be loud. And so you get the subclass feature Thunder Soul, which this build is all around thunder damage and being loud. So the music of your soul is overwhelming and irrepressible. You cannot be silenced, and you're resistant to thunder damage. Also get the cantrip Chord Strike. It's a cool icon. I like the way that they did that. 1d6 of thunder damage and inflicts 2 turns of reverberation on a target. So that's really awesome because reverberation builds go very hard, and this would be a perfect one to stack up with the reverberation gear. So continue to get some cool spells. You also can get Booming Blade, which works perfectly here if you want to go somewhat of a sword focused route. I like they added the booming blade to this. We also get an improved cord strike there as a subclass feature. So level 5, that's when we get that, making us a little bit stronger, which is always good. And at level 6, level 6, we get to choose 3 of our class passives here. So there's the concussive echo. So when your spells deal thunder damage to the target, it's concentrating, it must make an additional constitution saving throw against your spell save DC or lose concentration. Cost 1 echo per target. Spells the rupturing echo. Whenever your spells deal thunder damage to a target, stack 2 turns of bleeding, cost 1 echo per target. And your spells that deal thunder damage inflict dazed and off balance for 3 turns, cost 1. That's a really good one because dazed can make it easier to land hold person and command. Reverberation. This, whenever you deal thunder damage, stack 1 turn of reverberation. And when your spells deal thunder damage to a larger or smaller target, they must make a strength saving throw or be knocked back 3 meters. And then finally, the fracturing echo. When your spells deal thunder damage to a target, they become vulnerable to thunder damage for 2 turns, which makes you do double damage. Crazy. Especially when shatter is actually a very powerful spell. And then you also have yourself like the discordant melody. So yeah, this build goes pretty hard. Yeah, being able to apply a vulnerability to a damage type that you do primarily with your weapon or with your spell casting is awesome. And it also sets you up to have a full team that does thunder damage as well, which is interesting because I like thunder damage, but it's never been really that viable. So yeah, you get to choose another one of those club subclass features at level 9. And then at level 10, you get the magical secrets, and cord strike gets improved as well. So you get good options here. The Bard spell list is actually really strong, and it's only further strengthened by the ability to take magical secrets, making the Bard in general just extremely strong. And being able to get persuasion proficiency is crazy too. You also get a cantrip at level 11, the Calamitous Harmony. You unleash a blast of powerful music tuned to destroy your foes. Anyone within 9 meters must make a constitution saving throw or take 5 to 40 thunder damage and fall into a stunned dance, flailing mindlessly. Is perfect, and a very fun spell to drop on people. And then with this, you get to choose 1 more class passive here, so yeah, that's awesome. And then you got your choice in spells here too. So this is again all about thunder damage. So what you want to be rolling with, you got the Calamitous Harmony here, so you can drop this on a variety of targets because it hits in a huge radius like this. So showing this off, boom. It hits everyone, and I don't think it makes them dance. Cause, oh, it does. I wasn't sure if it would make them not dance because they're my teammates, but you saw it there. That's really cool. And then you also have the cord strike, which hits in a very large area. Boom, and then stacks the reverberation. And then you can also go with like shatter spell or thunder wave. A lot of good thunder damage in this game. But yeah, this is awesome. The Calamitous Harmony makes everybody dance around. It's a pretty fun class. So yeah, the College of Cacophony. And finally, I'll be showing off the Devil Soul Sorcerer, the Duelist, made by Shadow of Radiance. What's cool about this is it's a melee-focused version of the Sorcerer, which I really like, as I mentioned previously. That's why I want to focus on the Electro Body. But with this, the Sorcerer becomes a bit more close range. So the Devil Soul gives yourself the Bind Pack weapon, so you become proficient with it, cannot throw it or drop it. You also get a Riposte, the Devilish Duelist. You can see the dark vision up to 24 meters and have fire resistance. So pretty good, as fire damage is extremely common in this game. So getting half damage from that is really, really good. And then we get to take our meta magics as per usual with the Sorcerer. But the big benefit of taking this class is all the benefits that you get to melee range combat. So we'll see those subclass features pop up at level 6, where it really focuses hard on that. Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade are pretty useful cantrips to take too for this build, because as you know, they add extra damage to weapon attacks, and if we're focusing on weapon attacks, this works flawlessly. Subclass feature cantrip extra attack. After you make it you can make an additional free attack after making an unarmed cantrip or weapon attack. You may only cast a cantrip once per turn using this feature. Cantrips can be cast first or second. If you gain the extra attack from another class, they do not stack, so you can go in, attack, drop a cantrip, or go in, do a cantrip, do another cantrip, which is awesome. You'll see the magic slash, focus your attack on a distant foe and strike them through the weave. So this uses this basically just attacks at range, and you can use this wherever you're at to do a weapon attack from far away, which is so cool. Hell has its claws, so your devilish ancestry grants you access to the power of the hells, which gives you a few different options, which are all similar to the Helldusk armor set. So you can get like the scorching ray from that. Not super overpowered, but it's just nice to have some extra options there, because the sorcerer really does lack in options what other classes do have, so that's great. And as we continue to level up, the sorcerer spells list is just solid, so yeah, you continue with that. And then once we get all the way here, you get to choose another meta magic, and finally we get to ourselves a subclass feature, Devil's Entitlement. You regain all your sorcery points after a long or short rest. Pretty solid. And yeah, that is just awesome. So I'll show off what that looks like here in just 1 second, because you get that Hell has its claws ability, which you can see there, 2 sorcery points in action. But it has your classics like the Rays of Fire, Immolating Gaze. So these are all spells that you would get from oh, she went running. These are all spells that you would get from the oh, she's fearful, that's why she's running. You get these from the Helldusk armor, so boom, pretty strong. Sorry, Halson, didn't mean to take you out, kind of did. And yeah, whenever you equip a melee weapon, because we took ours off, we have the Burning Blade, which lets us do our weapon attack from far range. Oh, that was Burning Blade, my bad. I meant to use Magic Slash. That took him out, jeez. But the Magic Slash lets you use a melee attack from range, which is pretty cool because sometimes you just want to use your melee weapon and not a bow. Well, you can do that with this. But that Burning Blade is really strong by adding a 2d6 fire damage. So those are some of the best new subclass mods in Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know which one you like best. Sorry, Will. And I'll see you all in the next video. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and have yourself a great day.